All right, welcome to Fox and Frog. I'm Anthony,
I'm Christy.
and today we're actually going to do a component review of the Fox Experiment.
You had to start with the fox, huh?
Yes, of course I did. So you'll get to know me. I love foxes, so this is actually right up my alley. I'm so excited that we have this. We actually didn't back this on Kickstarter. We got it in retail, but looking forward to getting this to the table and getting a gameplay and a review out here soon.
I was just going to mention this is the Fox Experiment by Elizabeth Hargrave and Jeff Frazier. It's published by Pandasaurus Games. We know Elizabeth Hargrave would really like Wingspan, so that's one of my favorite games, so I'm looking forward to playing this one as well.
Yeah, and I love Wingspan as well, and we also enjoy a couple of others of hers. But Pandasaurus, we've enjoyed a lot of their games and really excited to get this one to the table. So let's jump in and look at some of these components and see how things look and where things are at. So let me move this box out of the way here. But, pulling out the board, I love that the board is actually small.
Yeah. Table space can kind of be a big thing in this house sometimes.
And with a lot of board games now, it seems like we're losing more and more table space. They get bigger and bigger. So I really love the size of the board itself. It actually just overall, I think the cardstock is good quality, pretty thick on the player boards as well here.
Yeah, I will say this is not sitting super flat.
Yeah.
But that's a minor flaw. We see it often.
We'll probably need to play with it a little bit, loosen it up. Sadly, I hate needing to do things like that. I'm always scared of tearing. This board is actually, there's markers in here too. We'll get to the markers in a second, but there's solo play on this. There's 2, 3-player, 4-player play on this side. And then flip it over, there's actually 5, 6-player expansion. It doesn't come in the base retail game. If you got it on Kickstarter, you probably have that 5, 6-player expansion. So just know that is available. It's out there. But the rest of the components, what do we think here?
Well, I wanted to point out the rule book here. It's kind of thicker than I expected. I actually watched gameplay on Before You Played's channel, Monique and Naveen, and it didn't seem super complicated to play. But then we pulled out this rule book, and there's 36 pages. Now there's a solo variant and there's a 2-player variant, so those are both in there. And we did find that there are some big pictures in here. So while it's a very thick rule book, I think it'll be pretty easy to go through.
Yep. So it'll be interesting. We've just opened it up. We'll be getting in here and really kind of digging into the rule book, learning what we can to get out of gameplay. We honestly really liked Before You Play's playthrough on it and kind of their instruction on it. So we absolutely recommend jumping over there. If we see any others out there that we like, we'll post those as well. And that way, we know people have different tastes. So definitely jump over, check out their gameplay and a quick review of it. But on to the next components here. It looks like it has an element of determining first player through 4th player. So there's some tokens for that you're awarded as you go through. These dice, though, they're good size. They're not not too big, not too small type of thing. And they have a good feel to them.
I was going to say, I like the way they feel in my hand. They roll pretty nice.
Yeah.
From what I understand, each of these die colors represents a different trait that you're trying to build with your foxes. The greens are wild, but you can manipulate the dice to enhance certain traits and do things like that. Yeah, so it's kind of a different way to use dice, and I like that
Yeah.
aspect.
And I'm a huge dice fan. I love games with dice in them. You know, whether they're used for the main part of the play, or if they're used as a worker or a placement or just different things. I love that mechanism and how it can be utilized. And I'm again looking forward to this and what it's doing here as well.
Yep.
And then as we go into kind of the components for each player.
So we have these gears, which matches up here. So I'm thinking that this has something to do with, maybe this is part of the turn order selection or something, and there's components that match that shape that look like they might give us resources. So, but yeah, this is a nice hefty wood feel. I like that not everything is cardboard. There is a bit of cardboard, but the player markers and stuff. And then the foxes are really cute. There's actually 10 foxes for each player, but they're all different poses. So I think I counted that there was 5 different poses for each fox, for each color, and two
of each of those poses. So there's like 2 poses there, but here's another pose in a different color, but each one of them are that same thing. Okay, so that one has a little bit of a different pose there, even though it's a similar to the first one. There's a different pose there. But yeah, so that's interesting. Love the feel of the wood meeple or foxes there. Next off too, we have player boards. So there's 4 of them. They are symmetrical from what we can see. As we get into the gameplay and review, we'll make sure to identify that. But the big difference is they'll just have a color, is your difference there. And then the cards, we have a little bit of oversized cards here for the parents. So you have the female parent and the male parent. These are going to have different ways to expand them, what traits that they have or acquire. So if you can tell, these have the different colors of the dice that you'll be utilizing to roll. And then your cards for your foxes, that you're genetically enhancing or breeding those traits through.
Yeah, it looks like they match the player colors, so they're probably the same type of card. They just have different player colors.
No, that's a good call out there too. And this is actually what the whiteboard is set up for. Is we can come in and we're going to check off different traits as we go, and that's what that is there for. And then you'll be able to wipe those off and move on as you reset the board. And then there's some other cards here. There's reference cards. These are going to help you out as you go through. They have identifiers and selections and what you're going to do. Then there was...
These are study cards, I believe they were called. So these are goals you're working towards. As you breed your foxes, you're going to want... So I think this is curly tail. Let's see. If you look at these tokens that kind of match, it looks like a tail. The pink is spots. So I guess they gain spots. The teal is looks like he's barking, so some kind of bark. And the brown is his ears. Like the ears are more floppy. So as you breed, you're trying to get certain goals to gain victory points, it looks like.
Okay. And so that's what some of those are. We have other things that are coming in. Again, more victory points based off of, after rolling a pup, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So just different things to help gain different areas of points and so forth. Then there's a scorecard here that you're going to tally things up on. And then there is one player So this is your solo variant, so the Automa type of thing, to help with solo play, and so it's going to be working through that. So overall, I mean, the feel of the components, good and hefty on the tokens. It feels good in the hands. It doesn't feel flimsy or weak. It's not going to fall apart on us. And then as we go through and identify different things, and then it looks like we did forget one here. And this one was, what did that say?
I think it said it was patron cards.
Okay. And these are different, and they're also double-sided. So there's an A side and a B side. Looks like these are, gaining additional victory points for certain traits.
Endpoint goals, maybe.
Yep. And so probably in-game goals for sure. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us on this component review. Hopefully you like this. We're really excited about this game and getting it to the table, and we look forward to you joining us when we do. So thank you for coming and watching, and hope to see you at the table. Until next time.